The day of the week's not important, but this is June, sometime around mid-June. As I've mentioned before, I'm just getting started. From what I understand from some of the bee scheduling that I've read, mid-June is a good time to start putting the honey supers on. I've also been told that in Texas, a lot of people use one hive body before putting a honey super on top. I'm going to try that. This is my first year, so it's worth testing a few things out. As my hives are not too terribly far away, I have a little pull wagon that allows me to take all my equipment and the honey supers as well. I have these stacked up so they can easily be placed. I have the queen excluder, as you can see here. The theory behind that is that these are so narrow that the queen can't get through to get up top to this super to be able to lay eggs, which is something you don't want in with your honey. I've also read that this provides for more space for the bees so that they can concentrate on putting brood in the hive body itself. This is my assistant. He's going to be helping me out today and also taking the rest of the video.
I am.
You are. As you can see, these aren't quite as tall as the hive bodies. The reason being is I don't want to have to lift something super heavy and carry it around. I went with medium supers. As you can see, like everything else I have here, it is Langstroth-based hive, 10 frames. All right. So I've smoked these guys for a couple of minutes. Lid off. Let's see what we got here, ladies. The only reason I'm not using my hive tool now is that only a week ago I came for a visit to see how these guys were doing, to see if they had enough bees to warrant putting a honey super on. From what I understand, once you have 8 to 10 frames, you're good. I'm not doing a full hive inspection today. Come closer, bud. But as you can see, come here, bud. Here. I've got, come this way on the side. I don't like to get in front of hives and stuff. All right, come over this way, a little closer. Okay, you see there are bees on this frame, this frame, this frame, all the way up to the last 2 frames. We even have bees here too. So I'm going to say we have at least 8 frames. I'm going to call it good enough for government work. I want to try not to disturb these gals too much and lose that day of productivity. However, I do want to get the honey supers going, as it is mid-June. The reason I wasn't able to do this on the 15th is because it was rainy and overcast, and I didn't want to get the bees stirred up any worse than they already are when you have to get into their hive. Okay, now that I've got a little smoke on them, I'm going to put down my queen excluder. Well, in order to not disturb the bees or hurt any of them over what I have to, I know this is stirring them up a bit, but I don't want them to get hurt. And I know they're not happy with me right now. You can hear them. But that's okay. Once we get this on, come on, guys. All right, there we go. All right, so now we have a queen excluder. All right, bud. A little bit more over here. Okay. Can you get a good shot of this? All right. This looks much better. This is nice and neat. And you can see the bees still working through here. The worker bees can make their way through the queen excluder to put honey in the super. So now we put our honey super box down on top of the queen excluder. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit off. They of course will seal whatever they can, but I like to get it as neat and even as possible. Okay. And then replace the top This, of course, is the slotted board that I use. Some people don't use these, but I use it just because this is what I've seen and what I was told that works. Okay, guys. I'm going to have to brush these guys off too. I know. Sorry. Sorry for the disruption, folks. Construction will be over soon. And as you notice with the Queen Excluder, I try to slide rather than just dropping stuff down. Because if you slide, you have a better chance of knocking them off. Whereas if you just drop things straight down, you're much more likely to crush them. That's something you don't want to do. Okay, now we have the very top. Uh-oh. I don't know what that little thing was, but I'm going to have to check it out. There's a bug in my hive that is not a bee. So that's something for me to look at once I'm able to get back and check that out a little bit more in a little more detail. Can you get a close-up of that? I don't know what this bug is, but that was the second one. We may have a problem here to fix. Nothing wrong with that. But it's good to know that you're paying attention and checking your hives, well, at least in the summer, once a week, as they tell me. This is something we'll have to investigate once we get back to the house and do a little more looking up on what we need to. Alright, so now we've got the hive body and the Queen Excluder and a honey super, and of course here's our top and the rock to weigh it down. So we should be in pretty good shape.